What's the difference between cacao and cocoa? That's one question we keep getting asked the most. For this, I have to take you back in time. Back in the 1500s, when the Spanish colonized the Mesoamerican region, the ancient Aztec people used to have a drink from the bean that they called the cacahuatl. I'm sorry for the mispronunciation. So when the Spanish took the beans to Europe, the drink that they made, they started calling it cacao. Over time, as the English started having the drink too, maybe because of a ledger entry, maybe because of just language doing its part, the cacao became cocoa. When I say language doing its part, it's simply what a mango is called in India. So in India, we call mango as aam in some regions, amba in some, manga in some, mambadam in some, and there's so many names. It's just how a language takes the word and makes it its own. That's how it works. Now the second part. In the modern world, is there any difference? Is cacao healthier than cocoa? Is something better or something worse off? So again, I have to tell you why it happened. So as you can see in today's world, the chocolates that we eat from maybe from Lindt, Cadbury, Amul, anybody, they're very heavily processed because to distinguish themselves from these heavily processed and industrialized chocolates, a lot of small chocolate makers who wanted to make better quality cacao or chocolates, they started calling their products cacao or said it had cacao. Like if you, as an example, if you look at raw cacao powder, some used to actually just grind the raw cacao beans, extract the butter out, and the powder that was given was the raw cacao powder. Some actually just briefly roasted it and extracted the butter out, and they call it cacao powder. The cocoa powder that we get in the market today, it's alkalized, and it undergoes a process that they call as Dutch processing, a Dutch process, which actually treats the cacao or the cocoa beans or the cacao powder itself with an alkali to make it more neutral and not acidic. So that's why to keep the natural or the original flavor intact, they started calling it cacao. In fact, at Oona, we call our cacao as cacao. Why? Because cacao that we make is just made from one bean, lightly roasted cacao beans. In fact, just I was actually about to say cocoa beans because we're so used to saying that. But the idea is to keep it as least processed as possible. But there is a catch here. Is cacao always better than cocoa? Not exactly. Amul on its chocolate writes that it has 99% cacao. So does it have 99% cacao beans? No. It has 99% cacao solids. That's the fat extracted part of the technically like cacao powder, the cocoa powder. And we don't even know if it's Dutch processed or not. And then they add a little lecithin. So don't trust the marketing. Don't trust me. Just trust what you put into your body. Just look at the label, trust the label. Almost all the times. Most times, just trust the label. The label tells you everything. So look at the label, see what's in it, and decide for yourself what you wish to have. That's it. Thank you.